Hello, I just got back from Otakon, and I am a little bit sick. I think I have like a 48-hour cold Eden gave me at some point while I was at the con. Anyways, I hope that that's not too much of an issue with my nasally voice. I bought a bunch of stuff at Otakon. I almost never buy things, if you're unaware. I pretty much only buy things whenever they're connected to some sort of monument, some sort of moment in my life, some sort of historical, good thing, so like, I had a Haikyuu video, they got over 100k, so I bought the first volume of the Haikyuu manga. I had a second video that was Haikyuu related, that got like over 100k, so I got the last volume of the Haikyuu manga. I do stuff like that a lot, and so I don't buy a lot of things for myself if they're not directly related to that, and that's still true here. Albeit to maybe a logical extreme that I wasn't planning on. So, last year in March 31st, and then going through all the month of April, I became a huge fan. No, I became a huge fan. I didn't become a huge fan. I was already a huge fan of Persona, but I decided to stream it for the first time the day that Persona 5 Royal came out. And thanks to people who came to support me, it completely changed my life. I went from, basically, I just dropped out of college with my parents who were divorced, who like just got divorced, and I was comforting and living with my mom, to being able to save up enough money and move out on my own, and now I'm in my second apartment right now that I rent and own. And that's all because of people who were willing to be friendly and just wonderful to me and help my life. Oh, this is a funny one. So they took the model from the Persona 5 Persona 3 game, and they like acted like she was going on a tour of a bunch of different places in Japan. It's kind of funny. So yeah, because of everything that happened there, my whole life changed, and because of that, I say this somewhat sarcastically, but a sort of positive cycle of capitalism has started. I managed to basically make my life a reality from fan donations and people being so kind. There's the Rangers, Featherman Rangers, related to Persona. And because Persona was the catalyst for my life basically changing for the better, and in a sense me kind of achieving some of my dreams, although I still have higher aspirations, of course, I kind of feel not obligated, but I feel very comfortable spending money on Persona-related things. And so it's because of that I bought a lot of Persona stuff. It's really weird how this is... There we go, I guess there. Yeah, so this first book you're looking at is a official player's guide for Persona 3. Obviously, it was all in Japanese. I can't read or understand most of it. If you take it off, it has a more scuffed, like with the PS2 models. Yeah, kind of nifty. They've even got the Reaper over here. But yeah, this is it's made like a C's manual, C's Special Extracurricular Execution Squad. But yeah, it's just basically a fan book, that was a Japan only, explaining all the characters and the things that you see. Oh yeah, got the blue butterfly. The other book that I got was this one, which is also a Japan-only book. It says on the cover, Persona P3x P4 World Analysis. Or maybe it says World Analyze, it looks like. And this one's really cool. Like, conceptually, this one is really cool. So it's basically... It takes you through all the characters in P3 and P4 and all the times they overlap. At the top of the pages, you can see different characters from the different games, P3 and P4. But it shows all the different areas, the supposed time period for each of the characters, and how the worlds basically connect. Because canonically, of course, anybody who has played Persona 3, and especially Persona 4, would know that Yasogami High and would know that P3 and P4 are in the same world. There's the final boss of the answer. Spoilers. Yeah, Chapter 2. So this is a thinner book, but yeah, it's got every character, basic descriptions on them, their models. I guess there's the bathing suits and the and the cross-dressing outfits. Interesting. But of course, the really interesting stuff comes near the end. Now, it's got some of Sojima's art in here. I'm not personally, like, super blown away by it. It's cool, but I already own the English art books, which include all of Sojima's art, like all his promotional art through the years. So all the promotional art that appears in this, I've actually already seen through my own books. Trying hard to keep this on. That's pretty cool. That's like the final boss there, I think. I haven't seen her whole body, I guess. Now here, crossover time. So see, the first two chapters, Chapter 1 goes through P3, Chapter 2 goes through P4. World Analyze, crossover time. And there's the FMC. But yeah, from here, it completely talks about the personas that do appear and don't appear in both games. All in Japanese, obviously. Ultimate personas. But it goes into more than that. Let me get past all the personas. Yeah, so here it talks about different characters. So, like, for example, they mention the book that the man who dies in Persona 3, I think he's the son, he dies, or he's already dead when you meet him, spoilers, but he writes a book because of your help, and that book is actually read in Persona 4. I'm not sure what her tie-in in Persona 4 is, but yeah, they go through a lot of them. They have the festival scenes from Persona 3 and Persona 4 and compare them. There's the gamer boss. I believe this book was a fan book released before Persona 4 Golden, so that also sets it at a very interesting time in history, because I think most people, when they think of Persona 4, think of Persona 4 Golden. I played Persona 4 on PS2 first, and then I played Golden a couple times on stream, but I think it's very interesting for probably most people to see Persona 3 and original Persona 4 compared, rather than Golden, which obviously added a bunch. Now this I have the full Soljima art of this, and I printed it out through Walmart on this giant like wall thing that was in my old apartment. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll show it sometime. If you guys want, I'll just show all the Persona stuff I have in general. But I don't know how long I've been taking already, so let me speed things up a little bit. It's not just Persona. This is something else really cool that I got, which I may have to take out of the plastic case that I got over it. It's not a real official case or anything like that, so I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. But it is SMT, the original Shin Megami Tensei. I believe. I hope. I think that's what I got. For Super Famicom. I thought this was noteworthy. Obviously, Shin Megami Tensei is the forefather of Persona. It is the mainline series. I have a couple different versions of Nocturne. But I didn't have any of the other SMT games physically. Look at that. Look at that hairline. Alright. Yeah, it comes with the original booklet. Really cool. The booklet is probably the lowest quality thing. It's the most kind of rough around the edges. But, you know, it is old. It came out in the 90s, so. Bam. Who knows? This could be... I don't think this is If. If has the If branding on it. But yeah. So I got what I think is the original Shin Megami Tensei. Who knows? I don't know for certain. But I knew it was a early Shin Megami Tensei at least. I'm pretty sure it's the first. So yeah. Thought that was fun. Be careful with it. Alright. Then we'll put it back in the plastic case. Not give any more wear and tear to it. Da-da-da. Oh my gosh. Because of the plastic, it's like the ring is... There we go. Okay. So, I already have Persona 3. I already have Persona 3 FES for PS2. But in Europe and Japan, there was a Persona 3 original and a Persona 3 FES released. They're both extremely expensive and hard to come by, especially the Europe versions. But the Japanese versions actually aren't that hard to come by. So I actually got Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES, the Japanese versions, which have kind of dog shit side. I didn't realize this, but like a lot of Japanese games, pretty much all Japanese games have this really like white and black tone. Doesn't have any art on the side, which I definitely don't prefer. But yeah, the art is completely different on the front and the back of both games. Try to get out of the spotlight there. And they both have their own manuals that come with them. I will say, having the English version of FES, it's pretty much identical. And the Persona 3 version here is also pretty close to this. I think they have... Yeah, so they have different art. This is fun, right? This one has the blue cover, and this one has the blue booklet. While this one has that cover, and this one has that booklet. I think that's fun. Now, of course, Persona 3 FES for English has a completely different cover, which is actually my least favorite cover of all the Persona 3 covers. But it has this image, not blue like this, I don't think. It's just this image for the booklet. So, it's funny, all the regional differences and version differences. Kind of surprised in some sense that they didn't have a more extreme thing. Now, something else I got, which I thought was cool. I also got Persona 3 Portable. This is a greatest hits version. This is another game that's extremely expensive and hard to get, but this time in America. In Europe, it's pretty much impossible to spend less than $100 on a copy of Persona 3 FES. In the US, if you can find a copy of Persona 3 FES, it's actually pretty cheap in the US. I got my copy of P3 FES for $10 with no shipping fee. So, it's really not nearly as bad in America as it is in, like, European countries. P3P, though, this is over $100. This is hard to get. I didn't pay over $100, though. I hope you know. And it's also a Japanese version, which is part of the reason why, most likely. It's also a best, which, to be honest, I kind of just... it was an oversight on my part. But this is still neat. So, it's got its own entry... Then its own booklet. I guess there's the FEMC parts, so I can show that. Oh? Did I just skip by the FEMC? This is weird. Yeah, this is... I guess it just randomly switches between the pink and the blue, because that was Minato on the pink page there. Yeah. Pretty nifty. Now, I got some other stuff too, though, which is really cool. I got the original Persona on PSP. Now, this is, of course, the PSP remake, Persona. Comes with its own booklet. Not as artful as the other books, looks like. But I guess the PSP book was kind of like that as well. For P3P, I mean. Neat. So we got that. I also got Persona 2, Innocent Sin. Amazing, wonderful. Innocent Sin means a lot to me, of course. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'd know. Maya, specifically, is like a big part of my channel's branding. And I kind of self-identify with some of her stuff. Yeah, so even this has got some more art than the P1 one did. P1 one. Alright. Cool, cool. And this was the most expensive singular thing that I bought. So, like, a lot of these were actually pretty cheap. I think, like, these were all pretty much $20 each. Which is pretty dang good prices. I'll try to put on the screen or in the description or something the booth that I got these at, because even though I got all these at Otakon, this is my Otakon haul, most of the games and everything you're seeing came from the same booth. So, even the books, like literally everything that's shown right here, I got at the exact same booth at Otakon. So, yeah. Persona 2 Innocent Sin, sorry, Eternal Punishment. Cool, cool. Maya, of course, is the main character of this one. The outro to all of my videos is the Atsushi Kitajo rearranged version of Maya's theme from Eternal Punishment. There are multiple versions of Maya's theme across Persona 2 Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment and Persona 3 FES even. But my favorite version, and in my opinion the best version, is Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Then we've got the box for Persona 4 Dancing, which comes with a CD, which has Teddy on the back for some reason, for some horrible, godforsaken reason, and it looks terrible. And then it's got the Vita game in there as well. Now, I already have, I actually bought Persona 3, 4, and 5 Dancing as a bundle for $30, like over a year ago on the PS4, but it was digital, so I didn't have it physically. These are technically the Japanese versions, but I don't care. The Japanese version looks cooler, first of all, and since I already have the game, it's not like I need to play, like, physically play it. It's more for collector reasons, you know? And, of course, to pay homage and pay respect to the Persona series and Atlas in general for, in a sense, you know, contributing, at least somewhat, to changing my life in a very literal sense. So, yeah, there we go. Something else. Persona Q. I got this one really cheap. If I remember correctly, brand new, it's $40, and I wasn't willing to shill that out because I got Q2 and I didn't like it. I didn't like Q2. It has very, like, the gameplay is very similar to the original Persona 1. Oh, they got like a Pokemon super effective chart over here. Yeah, I just didn't like the gameplay very much. But I did want to own it if I could find it cheap. Because I want to own all the Persona games physically. I think that'd be cool. And I think I'm there. I think I'm there now. I have Persona 1, the Persona 2 duology. I have Persona 3 and FES and Portable. I have Persona 4 and 4 Golden. And I have 5 and 5R. So I have all the Persona games, looks like. All the versions of the Persona games. Cool. This is a minor thing, so I didn't buy this anywhere, but it is part of the stock. There's a wonderful, wonderful jazz jazz cover band that is called the J Music Group. And they're like an 8-piece jazz band. They're super awesome. This is their Persona covers CD that I bought, and they all signed the cover for me. It's very nice, very cool. I've loved their music for a couple of years. They actually have a song called When Mother Was There, which, of course, is from Futaba's Palace. And there's like an added couple rap verses in it, which genuinely, I think, is the best I've seen Futaba as a character portrayed by anyone online. I feel like Persona discourse gets really toxic and stupid a lot of the time. A lot of people who... I mean, the joke is that people don't actually play the games, right? So people will spread blatant lies, or they'll put their opinions in as if it's like reality, instead of actually looking at reality and seeing what things really are. And I feel like this doesn't get into the weeds about any of the stuff that people are generally stupid about, and even better, it actually adds a lot of context in a very concise and meaningful way to Futaba as a character and who she was and what she felt that she was going through in the context of Futaba's Palace and When Mother Was There. So, high praise. That's pretty much the only place on the internet I've truly seen Futaba represented properly and fairly, and not by some idiot who... even people who like Futaba, I mean, they'll just crap on her and say things that are blatantly incorrect. So, this is coming from somebody who's played Persona 5 way too many times, so I know what I'm talking about. Here we go. There's the Persona dancing. This is even more funny because it includes a digital code for Persona 4 dancing, which I already owned digitally before I had this. So, yeah, but I wanted the full box. This was like $120 whenever it came out. I didn't pay that, very obviously. But it is cool to have physically. P3, P5. And then... Pardon me. And then... Yeah, so there's the digital code. It's like a small booklet. And then, this is pretty cool, though. This is like a proper plastic case. It's not like... It's like not cheap stuff. It's like pretty good. And inside you've got the full soundtracks for 3 and 5 dancing. I'll bring up what everybody else brings up, which is that I really have no idea why these really needed to be considered for 2 separate releases. It doesn't make any sense. They should have been 1 game. Kind of cheap that they tried to sell them as 2 games. Especially whenever, like, if you look at the story mode, for example, it, like, doesn't even compare to Persona 4 dancing, which was just supposed to be 1 game. But yeah, still very cool. It's like a big box. It's shiny, you know. It's cool. It's cool. I like big boxes. And we'll get into our last 2 Persona-related things. Then I'll show off the other things I got from my Otakon haul. I know a lot of people are probably like, what the heck? Why is there all this Persona? I'll show the Persona stuff, the non-Persona stuff after this. There's not as much, but there is some really cool stuff. So, first one I'm gonna get is this one of one of the lolly wardens. I think she was like $10, so I was like, yeah, I want this. Yeah, it's like a keychain. Someone could hang her up. I'm just gonna sit her on the bookshelf in my living room area, above some of the games. Thought it would be fun. Yeah, pretty neat. Is for the original PS1, Persona 2, Innocent Sin. I think that's pretty awesome. Pretty dang awesome. What's really cool is it says in English Persona 2 Innocent Sin there. It says in Japanese Persona 2 Innocent Sin there. If you open it up, though, we have a fat booklet. A very fat booklet. Oh my gosh. Oh, it actually looks like some of the... yeah, it looks like some of the pages had come out. That's kind of a bummer. Just 1 page, it looks like. That's probably why this was also cheaper. But yeah, this store that I got everything from, look, it's got all their heights. this store that I got everything from was really awesome. This Otakon booth was just like peak quality. I was so impressed and surprised and happy. It was great stuff. So it's also great owning a PS1 version of the original Persona 1, Persona 2, Innocent Sin. And another thing, this is kind of cool, to me at least, is it's actually got the promotional stuff. If it still had like a case around it, that's how it would be like advertised on the box. So it actually continues the art. I think that's kind of fun, since it cuts it off with the garbage. Bam! Alright. Now we'll get into the non-Persona stuff. The next big thing I have stuff of is Lucky Star. Alright, so this is, obviously, they're already out of the box. I'll show you what they look like in a second. These were some Lucky Star figures. Very unimportant minor characters, but it was the only ones I found of this. And they're mini Nendroid type of things that were in their Miko outfits, or kind of like Shrine Maiden outfits, which is similar to what I already have a 4-piece of, because of a wonderful, wonderful viewer who sent it in my P.O. box. And so I thought, you know, I'll get more, since I have the 4 that were sent to me. Except for the one that were sent to me, I think were a much rarer thing. I actually couldn't even find them online. This one is a little more common. Obviously, very minor characters that nobody really cares about. But I thought it was cool. So this is what they look like. Very small. But yeah, they do have stands, although they stand on their own, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cheap. Just the 2 of them. Thought it was worth it. I can put them behind my other Lucky Star Shrine Maiden characters that I'd gotten. So, pretty nifty. The next, and I think this is one of the coolest things I got this for $40. So, it's a little bit expensive, but it's amazing. It's so amazing. It's so awesome. I actually originally got a different version, and Eden got the other one, and then we switched because I decided I wanted this one, he decided he wanted the other. Bam! This is a special DX deluxe version of the Lucky Star, one of the Lucky Star DS games. It's really weird. It's like they're getting married, Kagami and Konata. Obviously, Lucky Star is something that really matters to me a lot. It was one of the first anime that I got into when I was like very young. My older cousin got me into it. This is a very fan servicey game, but it comes with so much shit. It's amazing. Now, first we have this this crappy keychain, which is not all that cool, but it's all good. It's all good. Just because, you know, this is probably like $1 to produce. Especially, I'm not sure if it's because of the age or not, but the back is like all like gray and doesn't even look very quality. Then we have the DS game itself, which the art on the box itself is honestly not that crazy either. The art on the back is going hard though. Holy crap, they really put in a lot of effort to it. It has its own DS card, obviously, and it has, you know, its own manual. Cool stuff. Then it's empty. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so be hard to take it out because it's actually really full. The first thing is a Lucky Star DS case with Kagami on the top there, and 4 carts to put in DS games, as well as a like thing here to put on your belt loop, and a like mini wallet. It also comes with a long strap to attach to the Lucky Star case, which of course it has on the sides there. And then inside, where you put your DS, there's also special Lucky Star trading cards. Not trading cards. Why the heck did I say that? Lucky Star, just playing cards. Normal playing cards. Which is pretty crazy. Like a Lucky Star themed deck of cards. Now, I won't open and show these because you can see the seal is still on them. The rest of this stuff had already been opened, but the seal's still on this, so I'm not going to take it out. Very cool. Very, very cool. I think that's awesome. Another thing is there's a Lucky Star body pillow. Now, it's random, similar to the the keychain here. Which character you get, I think, is random. So, I don't know who is in here. It looks like a Kagami or even Tsukasa, maybe, the purple. But I think it's either a wall scroll type of thing or it's a body pillow. I can't really say for sure. But it's still in the packaging too, so I'm not going to take it out. Below that, because we're still not done, we've got an unopened CD for either an OST of the Lucky Star game here or of Lucky Star itself. And then like a thing from 2007 telling people to sign up for the newsletter for these really bad looking figures. And some Lucky Star stickers that also have not been opened yet. And it looks like there's a postcard or two. Bam. Isn't this freaking awesome? Like, think of this. $40. It's in great condition. It's this giant box set. It comes with a CD, stickers, whatever, a friggin' body pillow, a DS case, like a proper DS case, a keychain, the game itself, obviously. Now, over here in the US, brand new, DS games sold for $40. So that means I paid the amount for a new DS game, for the DS game, plus probably like $100 worth of other crap, which is kind of unreasonable, to be honest. It's completely unreasonable. But it's so cool. It's definitely one of the coolest things I own now. And it's even cooler to brag about how cheaply I got it. So cool. I was so excited about it. Oh, maybe it's this. Maybe it's just a weird material for like this poster of Kagami. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing that's on there, I guess. I hadn't given it too much thought, to be honest. All right. I have two more things. One from one of the best anime of this year, Pui Pui Molcar. This is actually the first thing that came from a different booth. All of this stuff came from the same booth. Oh wait, no, the figures came from a different booth, and this one came from a different booth as well. It's a mini little Molcar. If you haven't seen Pui Pui Molcar, watch it on Netflix or watch it on YouTube. They are 3-minute long stop motion animated shorts. They are wonderful, beautiful, great. They're just real cute. They're fun. And also, you can do this. I think the idea is that he moves forward towards it, but he totally doesn't. He just kind of vibrates. There we go. I don't know. He's eating his little piece of lettuce. I think that's really adorable. It even got his... I mean, the way they stuffed him and everything, he looks very accurate. He looks very good, I think. So I got that too. That was pretty nifty. That was a little expensive, but I thought that would be like to commemorate my seasonal video where I talked about Pui Pui Molcar getting over 100k views. The last thing I got is this, which probably looks a little sus to some people, but it is actually an art book for Henneko, or the Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat. It is not hentai. It is hentai in the sense of pervert. It's the first ecchi series that I watched whenever I was like 13 years old, 14 years old. When I was like 13, 14, I watched this show, and I really enjoyed it. And I got the Blu-ray for like $10 a couple years ago and rewatched it. And you know what? It's still a good show. It's still a genuinely good show. It's one of those episodic shows that's like an episodic ecchi show, and it starts pretty normal, but it's also kind of like a Monster of the Week type of meme. So it's something along the lines of like Bakemonogatari or The World God Only Knows. It's very much one of those main characters, you know, fixes the problems of cute girls for 2 or 3 episodes type of shows. In this case, however, it's pretty clear who the canon person is. I guess same as Bake, in a sense. But then, yeah, everybody else goes through. And surprisingly, the last, 3-episode arc of this show is really emotionally stirring. It's like a good quality, great arc, the last series. Unironically, not for ecchi reasons. It's just a well-written, emotional arc. So I decided, you know what? I've got a really old video on this show. And this is also something I have a lot of nostalgia for when I was a kid and I watched it. And yeah, so this was my whole Otakon haul. I'm not sure how big it looks on the camera. The camera angle is kind of weird. But for me, this is a crap ton. I have never purchased this much stuff in one place, maybe ever. So, I hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't already, and you made it to the end somehow, and you found this somehow, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post more and more quality stuff soon, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And feel free to recommend anything else you want me to talk about or show off. Bye-bye.